But let's get started, guys, with the Diablo 4 campaign walkthrough slash little review, and we'll check out the game. So here are the classes. We've got Barbarian, we've got Necromancer, we've got Sorcerer, Rogue, and Druid. We are going to be playing the Rogue for this playthrough. Next week, though, we'll be able to play the Druid and the Necromancer. They're kind of locked right now. So we have the decision between, we got male, female, and then we have a couple different presets that we can go ahead and load up. I'm going to kind of use the default one. I'm going to go ahead and customize it a little bit. I do plan to make a full dedicated video, and I'll go over every single option, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to go through a couple of the options here for the eye color. And then now we have hair. Oh, we can put some facial hair. We have 11. Oh, you could remove the eyebrows completely. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that to be an option. Oh, we got the eyebrow with the little slit at the top. Okay. And let's check out what the character's hair looks from like the side too, because we're going to have like kind of a bird's eye view. I think 7 out of 10 is probably my favorite on the Rogue. Yeah, we're definitely going to go with 7 out of 10. And then I'm going to check out all the color options. Now, I am very familiar with Diablo 4 as I've got like easily over 50 plus hours, as I did participate in a previous beta. So if any of you guys are watching this on the live stream and you have questions, feel free to let me know and I'll try to answer a question. And then we're going to go to accessories next. We have some makeup choices. Okay. So we'll cycle through a couple of them. I kind of like 10 so far. Yeah, I'm going to go with 10 on the makeup here. And then we have jewelry. There are ones with these little blood shards. Those are the earrings that I think are the coolest. Let's see if they added any newer ones, though. Can we zoom in? We can zoom in even more. This is probably the best character creator that we've ever gotten in any Diablo game. Diablo Immortal, surprisingly, has really good ones. Yeah, these are my favorites right here. Okay, then on top of that, we have markings, which is basically the tattoos. So we'll cycle through a couple of these. Okay. And I believe there are more markings in the game that you can unlock. Oh, then there's markings colored, but I have no markings, so I can't cycle through this. Okay, but I'm just going to go with none. We're going to go ahead next. But yeah, we'll do a walkthrough, playthrough of the campaign. There's the option for hardcore, and we get to name our character. All right, so I mainly want to focus on PvP. However, I'm not sure if PvP is available in this beta, but there are 2 options. There's more guidance, less guidance. I'm just going to select the more guidance one because I'm curious to see, you know, it's basically like pop-up tutorials. There's Adventure Tier 1 and World Tier 2. So I'm going to select because I want to see what this gameplay is like for this one. I've done both in the previous beta. It's not too much of a difference, honestly, in terms of how much more difficult the game is. Oh, it wants a firewall access. Okay. There we go. And now we got the cutscene.
Sanctuary was never meant for humankind. It was forged as a refuge from the war between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict. A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe. But now this once powerful order is a husk of what it was, and Sanctuary's ancient creators have returned to claim the hearts of humankind. This is the story of their downfall.
All right. So in terms of like my I guess this video is going to be several things. It's going to be a walkthrough. It's going to be my impressions, and we're just going to have some fun with the story and campaign. And I'll let you guys know like kind of what has changed since the previous version of the game that I can talk about. So I believe this is the same intro that they actually showed off. It's basically you walk through a cave, but I won't skip any of the cinematics. There are some voice dialogue lines that aren't finished yet. Keep in mind this is beta, so things are subject to change. But I'm sure as far as like the core gameplay, you know, that's going to mean the same. It's basically kind of a server stress test, and they may balance some skills. But in terms of the game, this is, I believe, the game, if that makes sense. All right, let's get started, though. But to answer your question, how are we playing the beta? So there's several ways to access it. You can get lucky. There were some beta codes that were given out. You can pre-order the game, and you can go to KFC and buy yourself a KFC Double Down sandwich, and you can get beta code to that. There's also a tattoo that you can get, and it'll also grant you access to the beta. So those are all the ways that you can get access to the game that I'm aware of. But to answer your questions, yes, I've played the previous Diablo games. We're a Diablo partner. I've played all of them. We've played a GR150. So if you're wondering, like, do I actually play action RPGs? Yes. I'm not just hyping on, like, the train. I know there's a lot more Diablo content creators because I follow a lot of people that even play Fortnite and stuff and Overwatch, and they're interested in checking out this game as well. But, like, yeah, don't worry. I play PoE. I've completed Maven. Like, I know action RPGs. But the game is relatively easy for a newer player to hop in, especially since we don't have access to the Paragon board, which unlocks towards the end of the game. So if like you're like, you know, I haven't played a Diablo game before, can I hop in this game and play it? Absolutely. It's a little bit difficult. It's much more difficult than D3. A little bit less difficult than D1 because D1 has what's called hit stun, and in Diablo 1, hit stun is nasty, man. It's really nasty. But in this game, there are other, like, status effects. There's something called vulnerable, and you can pop instantly if you freeze and you don't have a cleanse. Or there's some uniques in the game that can prevent freeze. So there's some options to get around a lot of mechanics. No, I don't think we were able to even see the options menu, but I'll check that out for you. And in terms of the graphics in this game, we can bump things up, but it looks pretty good right now already, honestly, to me. We're running this on a 3090, so we should be able to pump it up. Yeah, you can actually get beta access from the KFC. I wonder if they have my controls from the previous beta. I'm hoping, because otherwise we're going to have to change. No, they didn't. Okay, so we're going to go to options, and then we're going to controls. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go to force. Actually, we'll unlock something else later. So right now I want to bind an ability to. We'll have to get an ability. We'll get one real soon. But if the audio is too loud or not loud enough, you guys let me know. But if you're wondering what difficulty is it better to play on, as far as I'm aware of, it's still much faster. And again. And I maxed out all the classes in the previous beta of Diablo 4. I will vote it's faster to play on the first world tier than go to the second one. Oh, Rax is already ahead of me. He's another streamer, content creator. So it'll show you your friends list, I guess.
Careful. He's a wild one.
So you can zoom in. What's going on here?
Oswin, hush. I'm sorry, Wanderer. You've come at a difficult time. This madman just stumbled into town and started causing trouble.
Demons spilling from the ruins. Kill us all. Kill us all.
Ruins? What is he talking about?
Alright.
Come, I'll explain.
Alright, so I'm gonna see if I can bump up the sound here, the master volume, just a little bit.
There is evil staring in the ruins to the north. That poor monk.
But you guys let me know if it's too loud or not loud enough.
Even a holy man like him was driven mad by whatever he saw.
Gotta protect yourself out there.
Could you protect us from whatever is out there? We have nowhere else to turn.
I'm going to kill whatever's in those ruins before it gets the chance to kill me.
Truly? Oh, thank you.
Alright, there we go. Now we have skill points. Ooh, they changed this up a little bit. Okay, so here's where we get to put in a skill point. So we can decide, do we want to go with melee or do we want to go with range? Now, we can do a hybrid of both because it lets you change things really easy. Okay, they changed this up. This is much cleaner than it used to be. And now we have the skill. Oh, do we have to... We have to advance a little bit more. We have to get level 7.
I'm sorry,
okay.
it's a bit cramped.
It's still,
so,
but these will keep you safe.
We don't really need to buy these. Oh, we get extra 12... what is it? It's got 12 armor, so we have extra power. So in terms of itemization in this game, this is kind of like a, you know, a guide as well. I'm going to recommend to not even really look at the prefixes or affixes, suffixes on the item at all. The only thing that matters is the actual flat number of defense. going to turn that down just a little bit. The only thing that's important to look at is the raw like numbers earlier on. Later in the game is where you're actually going to be looking at like, you know, does it give me plus to whatever stat that I'm looking for. So how it works is you have your like resource generator, you have your spender, you have your ultimate, you usually have some sort of mobility. It's kind of catered towards the non-elective mode. If you've actually played Diablo 3, you'll know what I'm talking about with the elective mode. But in terms of like, you know, my first impressions, well, I guess first impressions of this beta, because I've played it before. Visually, I mean, the game looks good. There's no doubting that. This is the best looking action RPG in the market. There's nothing else that even comes close. PoE 2 looks really good as well. You know, it's been a while since we've seen any new PoE 2 stuff. But Diablo 4's physics, it's, you know, I love both the games. I cover both the games on my channel, and I will continue to. But if you wanted like a reference to like how smooth the game plays, yeah, Diablo 4, it's no competition. At least in the versions that were available. You wonder why they choose KFC for their promotion? You know, I have no idea either. I'm trying to think of what fast food company would be maybe the best option for them. So we can hit tab, we can see the mini map over here. Okay, so we get another skill point. So we can put more into this skill, or I can get a completely different skill. I think we'll unlock one very soon. We'll mix it up though. I like the one that, yeah, this Heart Seeker is pretty cool. So we get a little dodge ability, and it's used to move out of like the boss's AoE. But we can swap over to. Can you right click on it? Oh, okay. We can't drag to another one. Okay, not yet. So right there, is that vulnerable? Yeah. So vulnerable, they changed the animation. It's purple now. Okay. So you'll see these guys have shields, right? And I have to break the shield before I can actually deal damage to them. And stutter stepping is still excellent if you play like high GRs. You know, you're a good Diablo player. Stutter stepping is so easy in this game. We have to like get an ability that will be much better for it, but I usually bind force move to a button. We can do that, so I can show you guys how good the stutter stepping is. I don't think it pauses. It should be called force move, and then potion we want to put on space. Okay, so give me 1 second. Very easy to stutter step. You can play at very high levels with really not as much effort as maybe previous Diablo games. But I need a rebind potion because we moved it. So actually, we rebound the potion. We didn't have evade. Let's go with that. Oh, C should actually be for character, but it's fine. We have I for inventory, close enough. But yeah, you will need to dodge quite a bit. Okay, so we gotta go up. Let's open up this chest, see if we have any upgrades too. Why does it look like League of Legends? You feel like this game looks like League of Legends? I feel like this game looks like a lot more mature than League of Legends. It's got that grit, which I actually prefer. I like the aesthetic of this game. Like, it looks really, really good. Like, in terms of action RPGs, it's, like I said, top notch. This game and Path of Exile are my favorite art styles. So we'll kill these guys and we'll see if we have an upgrade. So let's see if we have any upgrades. So we have some, again, you're just looking for the plus numbers earlier on. Later, there's actual like reading that goes on. All right, so we have another skill point to put in. So now we get to put into something that would be considered a spender, and now we'll have something to actually spend. So I think Flurry is one of the best skills. We're gonna actually go and change this. So we're gonna have Flurry, and then we're gonna have our like basic dagger attack. So I'll show you guys what Flurry looks like. It's just like a rapid fire of attacks via the daggers. And so you'll see that we have a bow and we have some daggers. So that's how we like hybrid. So this is our resource, or it's called the energy. We're gonna gather them up and then Melt them up all at once. So you can see he has mortar, just like in Diablo 3. Some of the abilities are similar. Like there's also freeze. So right now we just gotta kill stuff, move on. 32 item power. Let's see. Oh, it's the exact same. I know. I've always thought bows were just cooler looking on the back than the crossbow, but in terms of like actual stats, doesn't matter. We have like attacks per second. We have 0.9 and 1.1. So generally, how it works in Diablo, crossbows fire slower, but they hit harder. But the DPS between these two are the exact same, so it doesn't really matter. Does the game get harder? Yes. I mean, this is the very, very first like fight over here, so. I don't want to scare people away too early. Although if you've played Diablo 1, that game doesn't care about, you know, letting the player get introduced to combat. That game is like, you're gonna get hit stunned into oblivion at the start of the game. So we're gonna watch out. Once we're vulnerable, you see this? We take a lot more damage. So you can see exactly where he's gonna be going. So once we're vulnerable, we'll be taking a lot more damage. But they give you a lot of potions earlier on. A lot of the bosses will spawn them in. Yeah, the two difficulties don't matter too much. It's just, I think it's faster to select the first world tier. But we can test this out in this beta. Okay, there we go. Got 2 blues. And like I said, there's really not too much of a point of reading stuff earlier on because it's just damage. It's not like we have a very special certain stat that we're looking for. Like, you're not going to be getting, as far as I'm aware of, okay, they might have changed it, but in terms of the early game progression, there's not like, let's say, 3 to 5 cold damage added to attacks, which will actually be pretty big in the very beginning. Or in this game, it's not like Diablo 3 where main stat controls like most of your damage,
The old ruins are clear.
especially earlier on. There's nothing to scale it for.
Truly. Ha! By the light, you are heaven sent. Oh, I'm so sorry. We haven't any coin to offer. But we have hot stew, good company, and...
Stay for a pint.
Wash out the taste of the stew. We'd be honored if you'd join us.
To our savior.
It's pretty cool though. Like the wheel isn't perfectly like a circle, and you can see it like how it moves. I saw my corpse, and from my mouth crawled hatred. A father burned his children on a pyre, and a mother molded a new age from the ashes. But I like how, like, within the first, like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes we were able to get in combat. Okay. I saw the weak made strong, a pack of lambs feasting on wolves. Tears of blood rained on a desert jewel, and the way to hell was torn asunder. Yeah, they poisoned the, I don't know, was it mead or whatever she was drinking. Then came a spear of light, piercing hatred's heart, and he who was bound in chains was set free. The Rasmus prophecy. But yeah, I love the way this game looks, like in terms of like my first impressions. The text that they added, that was new to me. But like visually, like, oh, the game looks so dang good. And I like how it's super gory. I mean, you could see people literally hanging.
By mother's blood, by mother's body, so shall you witness her glory before you die.
See all those organs? Looks like it's a brain, maybe a spleen, a liver.
Not ready yet.
They're coming! The whole damned village! Get up! Get up! We have to fight our way out! There! Take them! May the light preserve us.
What's this game about? It's an action RPG, so it's similar to like Minecraft Dungeons or Path of Exile. So it's an action RPG. That's the genre. So yeah, like I said, we're just looking for the plus numbers. So on the minimap, you see that there's these little like red dots that indicates you gotta kill them.
You are blessed.
It'll be important later for certain quests. It makes things much easier. It's like being marked if you play D3 for like the bounties.
Madman. Those heretics drugged me after I returned from the ruins. Just like you. I came to my wits and escaped. Tried to get inside the chapel, but it was locked and... What manner of evil is this? Petals? Of blood?
They must have fed them to me.
A blasphemous ritual. How did they learn this? Perhaps the answer lies in the chapel. They kept it locked up for a reason. The key might be on that woman who was leading them.
Okay, let's go find her. Let's see if I can, I'm gonna go to options real quick in terms of the controls. I just want to put force move on. Oh, it's already on. Okay, cool. Oh, we got the key. There we go. But every class gets a little like mobility thing too. In fact, in a console Diablo, you also get that little movement thing. There's something marked over here on the minimap. Okay.
No, I'm not ready yet.
Alright, now we gotta unlock the chapel door.
Cleanse the darkness in this place.
We got the strange petals.
Is this real?
It's really cool how the cutscenes blend in too. Like the actual gameplay. It's really well done. It's really cool with that stained glass. You can actually see through it. Very impressive.
Shameful. Our Father has granted you a path to salvation. And yet, you stray from it at every opportunity. You drink and gamble. You covet and steal. Shameful.
Sin is their birthright. My children. The lords of hell are coming to devour our world. Salvation lies not in the light, but in you. The faith has taught you to deny your heart's desire and turned you into a prisoner within yourself. Break the chains and discover who you were meant to be. Break the chains and be beautiful in sin.
Resist! Resist her temptation! Vani, it's me. I brought your child into this world.
It seems like there's a little bit of sync issue. Remember, this game is in beta.
The first of many. Go to the dry steps and continue your preparations. Now, our true work begins.
Okay.
You came to thank the light.
How did I get here?
Collapsed inside. I thought the darkness had swallowed you. I dragged you here and put this cursed place to the torch. What happened to you in there?
I saw a vision. A horned demon. She said the lords of hell are coming. She wanted to help the people survive.
Help them.
She called them her children. And they welcomed her like a mother.
Mother? No. It cannot be. I must report to the cathedral.
Bruh.
There is a hermit to the northeast. A man of questionable loyalty. But he knows of the forbidden. He might be useful to us.
Bring him to the cathedral in Kyovashad, and you will be in the light's favor.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, that'll be a good like pause here for like part 1 of our playthrough. Keep in mind, there's gonna be like hundreds and thousands, maybe even millions of people trying to log in at the same time. So we'll relog back in and we'll resume on our walkthrough playthrough of Diablo 4 for the campaign very soon. But if you guys enjoyed part 1, drop a like on it. Subscribe if you want to see some more very soon. As soon as it's available, we'll play part 2. But anyways, thanks for watching. Drop a like and and if you want to see part 2, it'll be uploaded very soon. But take care, and I'll see you in the next one. All right.